day 5 of the World Masters Games, and on the phone I have Emma from Sydney. How are you, Emma?
Well, a glass of champagne and a couple of beers later, I'm feeling pretty good. My weariness after a 5-day regatta is slowly starting to lift, particularly given we don't have to get up at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I'm pretty excited about that.
And a disappointing day again, weather-wise, with the regatta being cancelled far too early in the day for you guys at all.
Yeah. It was another. We've decided that Sydney siders are really soft, and they obviously are much more diligent with their safety policies than Victorians, because we reckoned at 9:30 it was a bit early to postpone the regatta and decide whether or not to run it. However, the gale force winds that ensued, I think around 80 kilometres, did confirm that maybe that was a good idea. Having 70-year-olds out on the water could have provided some unpleasant spectator sport. But for us in particular, not being able to get out into the mixed A quad was really disappointing, because as everyone knows, that's something that we've been aiming to do for quite some time. However, we did get a few races in, and it was beautiful water at about 7:30 this morning. It was pristine, it was really flat and calm, and the sun was just sort of breaking through, so we thought we were going to be in for a good day.
And I have to say, you got off on a great start, and you're obviously on a bit of a roll with Nicole winning a silver with her partner in the mixed A double scull, yourself and Martin winning a bronze. Then we had Geraldine in the mixed C quad scull with another club favourite, if you like, Peter Carroll, and Caroline Manning picking up the first gold for the regatta for Richmond. And then Annalise teaming up with Michael Heaton-Harris from from Colac, to win a gold medal there, and to finally Geraldine Goss winning a bronze in the mixed E quad scull. So you're on a roll. So it would have been...
We were indeed. It was a really great way to start day 5. We always knew that mixed racing was going to be our chance. As talking with many people around the regatta centre, they were there to pick up some bling on the last day, and figured with the different divisions that was going to be possible. So yes, Jerry is the only member that is clinking, although Carolyn also picked up a silver earlier on in the regatta. So I think our tally is around about 6 medals for Richmond, which is pretty good given that we only had about 8 members here competing for Richmond. So that's pretty fantastic. Roberto also picked up a bronze in the mixed E4, along with Jenny Hall and Catherine Penny, who once were Richmond members. So that was exciting to see them pick up some stuff as well.
That's great. So the end tally with 2 gold, 2 silver, and 4 bronze. I've got it here. So yeah, a great result. And I think that you guys must be really proud of your efforts over the 5 days of the regatta.
We are. It's something that none of us have ever been part of before, and certainly rowing against international rowers who you've got no history or reference of was really exciting. Both Derek and Martin have managed to swap some gear as well, so they're sporting some Canadian wear.
They'll be auctioned off in due course.
That's right. Telling Martin to keep his jumper clean. And I reckon that he got the better deal, because the fairly worn-in rugby top that is now making its way across the Atlantic is probably not in such good condition as the hoodie that he's now wearing. So it was fun to have all of that and see hear different people's stories. And in fact, I caught up with a guy called Burke from the US, who I met in Bairnsdale 2 weeks ago, who learnt to row at age 77 and is now in the Oar Club, which stands for Ancient Order of Rowing, which you have to be 80 to join. And one of the conditions to being a member is to start a race, but you don't necessarily have to finish it. So that's the kind of stuff, those sorts of stories that are really inspiring, I guess, to hear. And in our off periods during this windy weather, we've managed to make it into Homebush and watch a few of the other sports. Some of the others watched the diving yesterday and watched some 80-year-old woman taking off on the 10-meter board. Rather, yes, trepidation, and Dennis was quite concerned.
Were the paramedics on standby?
Well, the paramedics were pretty busy over at the volleyball. Derek, Nicole and I witnessed 2 paramedics arriving. We were sure that they were just collecting them up and it was just doing hourly rounds to take off all these decrepit people with various bandages around their knees. So,
goodness me.
Yeah. And today we took in a bit of the badminton, no squash, unfortunately. So I haven't managed to locate my Uruguayan stripper.
Right. Plenty of time,
AKA, yes, I know. He's probably lurking somewhere around Sydney. I have to take my bodyguards with me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been good to see all of that, and really, I guess, reminds you of the importance of being active and getting out there and trying new things. So that's what people will continue to do, and for us, our lives are on hold for another 4 years, heading out to maybe Torino in Italy in a couple of years' time.
So you've settled down to a few beers and a barbecue this evening.
That's
and
right,
hatched the grand plan for Torino.
The grand plan, yeah. I'm going on the orphan list. This is after I've trialled my new sport, which is called couch potato, which involves getting up at a normal hour and not training nearly as hard as I think I have been. But the others assure me that will be short-lived, and I won't be able to resist getting out on the water and arguing over, how to turn the boats and who should be doing what.
Well, I'll guarantee that, because your housemate is frothing at the bit at the moment, trying to get into a boat. So, yes, no, that's great. I mean, it's from a person that's been watching you guys for the last 4 years and has been inspired by what you've done and what you've achieved, particularly in the last 2 years with winning your Australian Championships. I think it's a really big pat on the back for how well you've gone, and it's been great. It's been great to watch and share a bit of your journey with you, and regardless of the outcomes today, I think you've done extremely well.
And it's certainly been something that we've really enjoyed doing, and was, I guess, a reason for doing it was so that we could do mixed rowing, and we all enjoyed each other's companies, and it was something we started quite quietly and has taken on a life of its own. Having taken us out to Rockhampton earlier this year and to Sydney once before, my plan is also to head over to Perth next year when the Australian Masters Rowing Championship will be held.
Yep.
And to hopefully row in every state. So I've got to have something to focus on. And maybe, rowing in the Northern Hemisphere in a couple of years' time. So it's a great way, I guess, to design your year, or certainly that's what I've done this year. A lot of my non-work time is spent at the rowing club or thinking about rowing, as I'm sure lots of people know. So it's nice to actually get some reward, which often means having a bit of ribbon and a gold or silver or bronze plated medal around your neck.
Well, there's been plenty of people that have been listening into these little interviews that we've been doing every evening, and I'm sure they'll be very pleased with how you've gone. A bit disappointed, probably like yourselves, that you didn't get to row your pet event, but I think they'll be really keen to catch up with you guys and really let you know how much they've enjoyed seeing you guys up in Sydney. So, yeah. Well,
thank you. Yeah, and thank you to everyone at Richmond for all of the support and the well wishes that we've received. We do feel like, I guess a glimpse of what one might experience competing at a high level. So it's been lots of fun, and we certainly encourage everyone to get into it and look forward to more rowing down in Melbourne and the campaign going forward for Head of the Yarra, and also more of the short regattas or the sprint regattas too. So there's lots of summer to come and lots of better weather, hopefully.
Fantastic. Well, have a great night and the rest of it, and you're back tomorrow, or you're heading Some of you are back
No,
off.
some of us are back tomorrow. Some have managed to get some work gigs up here. I think Martin has to leave early to head in and pretend to be productive in the Sydney office. Myself, I'm going for the massage option and going to the gallery. So I'll be back on the weekend and back down at the clubs next week.
Terrific. Okay, well, it's been great to have done this and catch up, and I know there's a number of people that have appreciated it. So thank you for your time, and we'll look forward to catching up with you when you get home.
Yeah, and thank you, Simon. It's been great talking over the last few days.
Okay, all the best to everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Great. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.